All right, so without any further ado, our first guest of the evening, Joe Kasper. Joe. What's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Great to see you. Great to see you.
Hey, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
So, Joe, you're a busy man. I mean, fire your diet, 17 simple ways to stay in the doctor's office. What's this about? You're always up to something.
I am. Well, you know, I'm really sick and tired of the health of the United States. I think it's pathetic. I think people are getting fatter and fatter. And it's time that somebody took a stand and did something to assist people.
It's like a vicious cycle, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. And now with the new year, with New Year's resolutions, which we know never work.
Yeah, diets.
Right, yeah. Can I tell you guys what diet stands for?
No, let's tell us.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Depression, insecurity, emotional trauma. It's for victims. It doesn't work. Because getting healthy and going on a diet are not the same thing.
I've been on a diet for the last year, and I gained more weight.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Your metabolism was all screwed up. You did the Band-Aid system. Now, you're not a bad person for doing it, but real health takes effort, and it's about daily habits. I tell some of my clients around the world, it's what you do daily. So if you destroy your body in 20 or 30 years, why would you think that 3 or 4 months going on a diet is going to save you? It's insane.
Yeah.
Totally insane.
Absolutely.
So tell us what this book's about. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, this book is 240 pages of powerful information. I mean, I have chapters in here on the FDA and the pharmaceutical companies, and we know they're pure criminals. You know, they really are.
Absolutely.
And people are so addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. Most people above 30 are on 2 medicines right now. Not because they want to, but they feel they have to. So we're taught that if we don't go on medicines, we're going to get sick and die.
Mm-hmm.
It's the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what happens is, by more people being on pharmaceutical medicines, the government has more control, and people are going to be sicker. And sickness is an industry. It really is.
And there's a lot of natural remedies that can replace medication when you go to the doctor.
Absolutely. And I talk about it in the book, right. There's so many things that you can do to be healthy if you want to be.
Yes.
But people make the wrong choices.
And that's the fun thing you said. People over 30 are usually on 2 different kinds of medicines.
Yeah.
Including myself. I'm on the Lipitor for the high cholesterol.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh,
I know that's a no-no for you.
No. In fact, it's funny you should say that, because I have a section in my book on Lipitor called Lumpy's Lipitor Lie. And I talk about someone who I've known for years who decided at the age of 40 to go to the doctor and had a cholesterol reading of 235. And the doctor said, go on Lipitor. He said, okay. Instead of maybe going for another blood test, see if there was a mistake. And he took that drug, and now what happens is he's liver problems, and he's lots of issues. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of side effects. But because he doesn't want to exercise consistently, he doesn't want to eat really healthy, so he's taking the Band-Aid approach. And Lipitor is supposedly a great drug. The studies have done by pharmaceutical companies, which are also getting paid lots of money.
Sure.
So it's pretty sad.
I mean, it did lower my cholesterol, but you do get your side effects with it, muscle pains, muscle cramping.
Of course.
That I do get, So, but I just got to I got to fire my doctor.
You do have to fire your diet, right. But see, Johnny, if you would exercise, eat healthy, you would never have to be on those drugs. It never has to happen.
I have a question for you.
Please.
My mother is interested in getting hormone replacement therapy.
Okay.
And I don't know much about it, but it just sounds unnatural to me.
Okay.
So what can you tell me about that?
Well, in my book, I have a chapter called Oh, Those Crazy Hormones. And what happens is, as we age, I'll use men first. Men's testosterone levels go down, estrogen levels go up. You're not turning into a woman, but that's what happens. They get the belly fat, and it's called andropause. Women, what happens is your estrogen levels, progesterone levels are all out of whack, and people go on all these medicines to mask the symptoms.
Yes.
So, or they'll take a synthetic hormone which causes breast cancer. But they have what's now called bioidentical hormones, which Suzanne Summers promotes very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made from the cholesterol of a plant, and there's 0 side effects. The pharmaceutical companies cannot make money on it yet, so they don't want you doing it.
Exactly.
And if you take them and you go to a proper physician and you follow what you're supposed to, they can help. Now, it's not a Band-Aid, but in addition to great eating, good exercise, bioidentical hormones can work for some people.
Okay.
No question about it. But you have to go to a person who has trained in this area. And I have a doctor who I know who's very well trained in this avenue, and that's why he's in this book.
Yeah.
So great question, Amy. I appreciate that.
Now, Joe, with all these diet programs, why do you go against majority of them?
Oh, I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke right on stage. I mean, if you think about this, a person has poor health. They go to a diet center, they start, measuring everything. And everyone knows a calorie is a measure of heat. You can't measure a calorie. If I hand you a bag of chips and it says 80 calories, with the heat and all that stuff, you don't really know what it weighs. Mm-hmm. So people start adding up calories, and that becomes mentally exhausting. And in my book, I call it mental masturbation. It just, you can't do it. I mean, it's such a pain. So people do it for a couple months, and then they stop. And that's why all the diet centers and the gyms are packed, because people are making that New Year's resolution. They want to, do something, but the pain's going to be too great. And people also don't change. If you want to be really healthy, you need to hang out with healthy people. Same like being rich. If you want to be rich, hang out with rich people. So if you don't change as a person, how do you expect the diet to work?
Yes.
If you really want to have it work, you have to change all your habits. So the diets are a temporary fix. Just like last night on my show, I had the guy who won the Biggest Loser, Matt Hoover, from a few years ago. He's the only person to keep the weight off because he changed his daily habits. And he said this, you can't work out 3 or 4 hours a day. Who has time?
Nobody.
Right. So if you do those kind of routines where you're working out a lot and you're counting all your calories, it'll temporarily work. But at a certain point, you're going to stop. And what's going to happen is the weight's going to come back with a vengeance. Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really, really, really sad.
I've seen that happen to a lot of people that I know. They're on this diet, they stop, and then the weight comes back like a,
Well, because they're not thinking about being healthy. They're thinking, what can I do to mask this problem I have? It goes into psychology. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into diets.
Yeah.
And if you look at the studies show that they don't work. They don't last. The people I know who actually, the 1% that work for, were the ones who change as a person. They decide they want to eat healthy the rest of their life. They develop an exercise routine they can do forever.
Yeah.
That's when it works. I mean, listen, even in athletics, the athletes today, they're always injured, aren't they? They're fatter, they're more injured. Why? They overtrain. And that's part of the problem. I was an athlete years ago, I still am, but I never overtrained. That's why I could still, at my age, still do things.
Now, what's your best chapter in this book that you recommend people to read?
The best chapter,
Most effective.
I'll tell you the last chapter. You are what you think. Your thought process controls so much. If you think that you're fat, you're fat. If you think you're good looking, you're good looking. And that's what matters. In other words, your thoughts control so much. I know when I wrote this chapter, it was really going to hit people, and I purposely did it at the end. So no matter what you do, if you think great thoughts, you win. I mean, Johnny, you're a great TV host, right?
No, I'm not great, but I'm getting there.
Amy, are you a great TV host?
I'm more of a guitar player, but yeah,
Okay.
I can be.
But how you think of yourself matters so much.
It's the whole thing of getting psyched mentally.
If you doubt yourself, then...
And you're right, it's all around the people you're around that are going to get you.
It's circle of influence. Like, it's not you are what you eat, even though that's part of it. It's you are what you think. I mean, I know that this is a great book and can help a lot of people. That's why I'm promoting it, because this is my heart and soul. And I tell people, if you don't like this book, I'll refund your money. 100%.
You can't get any better than that. So,
no, it's true. So, I mean, I appreciate everything, Johnny, because I think you guys are doing a great job here. But I want the world to be healthy.
Well, Joe, what about the internet radio show that you do once a month? Why don't you give that a fast plug?
Actually, I do it every week. It's called not Talking, but Talking Health with Joe. Every Thursday evening at 10 o'clock p.m. If you go to www.fireyourdiet.com, you can get on there. We have great guests. You've been a guest on my show.
Yep.
And it's been a great ride. I really appreciate it. So, tune in. Folks, get healthy. Don't go on diets. You're better than that. You deserve better. Don't do the lap band surgeries and all these tummy tucks and, all these drugs. Just stop. Take a stand and say, you know what, I want to be healthy. I want to be a role model for my children. And just do it.
That's it. So, Joe Kasper, it's always a pleasure. And I'll be seeing you very soon. Maybe we'll play stickball at the Entrepreneurs versus the 9-to-5ers.
Yes, that'd be great.
And we'll see you on the show real soon. Everybody, check out Joe's book on his website. And that's it, Joe Kasper.